Well, the WNBA playoffs start tomorrow, and I want to talk about the Indiana Fever versus Atlanta Dream matchup here, which is, quite frankly, the series, I think if you're an Indiana Fever fan, that you actually want the most, rather than, being an 8 seed and having to play against the number 1 seed Minnesota Lynx, or even going against Asia Wilson and the Aces. The Dream are a team who have largely made their name this season, and historically, is at least in recent vintage, the last 2 years or so, the Fever and the Dream have always had good matchups with each other. A lot of high tempo basketball, but this is a matchup where I think the Indiana Fever stand a much better chance of winning the first round series, and it would absolutely be a shock, an upset for them to do it without Caitlin Clark. But in a short series, all you're looking to do is get hot somewhere. They'll have game 2 back in Gamebridge, so all eyes are on tomorrow. Can you steal game 1? And if you get them back in your building, anything can happen there. I think that's going to be a main theme of these playoffs in general. Anything can happen. The Liberty have fallen all the way down to the 5th seed, so they've got to go on the road twice at least. The Aces have caught fire and ended the season on a big winning streak, but that's almost all reset now. Teams get to lock in on you, and I'm sure they're ready and they're feeling good, but it's a tournament right now. All the records get wiped away and reset. So the Dream have won 15 of their last 18 games. They've won 6 in a row, and they love to get it up. They love to hit those threes. They love to take those threes. They're scoring around 85 points a game. They have a really good defense, and it's not going to be any walk in the park to get them out the paint. Why I believe in the Fever here is because despite the record for the Dream, they don't really have many players who have really done it as far as being winners, just like the Fever really haven't. So at this point, it's almost even. Brittany Griner's coming off the bench nowadays. I think it's a much more even matchup than it looks on paper. And don't get it wrong, the Fever have been a mash unit. They have been patchworking these lineups together all year. Lost 5 players to season-ending injuries. Lost DeWanna Bonner because, she wanted to be in Phoenix. I think for the Fever, you're at this point now where it's like, what do you have to lose? All the pressure is on the Dream here to maintain their ranking. They're number 3. They've got home court advantage. All you have to do is go in there and mess something up. Can Kelsey Mitchell get hot for 2 games? Absolutely. Can Aaliyah Boston figure something out in a short series to where, they're going to have to play Griner more minutes to deal with her, and then Griner has to eventually affect the rest of the game negatively? Absolutely, that can happen. This team has made me a believer over and over and over again. And can they win 2 out of 3 games against the Atlanta Dream? Yes, they can, and I think it will happen. I'm going to go on the record. This might be a little bit of a risk, and, I might be jumping out the window here, but it feels like if the Fever are going to win this thing, it's going to be in 2. I don't see it going 3 games and then the Fever winning, game 3 on the road. They're going to have to basically sneak attack them. I'm talking a full-blown heist in game 1 with Kelsey Mitchell just losing her mind and then getting them in your building and breaking their spirit. So I think Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard are awesome players. I think Alicia Gray is going to be on one of those all-NBA teams for sure. And, I wish Caitlin Clark was healthy and available, because this is the road that, had she been able to come back, that I would have wanted for her and, the team to really take as far as getting that 6th spot, getting the Atlanta Dream, who's, kind of a good matchup with you, someone that, isn't an established champion in the first round. Get out the first round, then get a tough second round opponent like the Aces, and then, see what happens from there. Of course, Caitlin Clark was on the stream last night with the rest of the team, and she was joking about, playing. That would be hilarious if at, the 24th hour, she was like, I'm good to go, and they clear her, and, it's on and popping from there. But, I don't actually see that happening. If you told me that this team would even make the playoffs without Caitlin Clark, I wouldn't have believed you. They did win the Commissioner's Cup, and there seems to be a healthy level of competitiveness and pride amongst the group. It's definitely an uphill task, and conventional wisdom says, the Atlanta Dream are going to get the Fever out of here pretty handily. But forget all that. If you're Stephanie White, you're putting the ball in Kelsey Mitchell's hands saying, go score 30. You're shortening up the rotations. You're forcing Griner to be on the floor. And when she is on the floor, you're abusing her in pick and roll. You're putting her in all the actions. You telling Aaliyah Boston it's time to bang. And you're letting the locker room know anyone that's wanted to step up all year, now's your time. You're playing with house money. But these are just my thoughts. What do you guys think is going to happen in the series? Let me know in the comment section. I'll holler at you guys next time. Peace. Is one lifetime.